there was good. Okay, 3 years ago I told you featers that the DGT could be done in 40 hours. Well, I told you so.
Well, not quite 40, more like 41 hours and 49 minutes, but who's counting?
But that's exactly it. You guys are counting. You're counting the calories, the grams in your backpack, the clothing, the food. I'm convinced that's a large part of your success. Let's compare notes. Back in 2010, he gave me a phone call. Hey, let's go do the DGT. So, yes, a couple of months later, we went.
Ryan and I planned our tent for more than a year.
Our preparation was downloading Stain's GPS tracks and printing the maps.
We actually spent a couple of months building up to the event. There were actually 3 recce's to scout the entire route.
We left work Thursday afternoon, arrived at Sentinel car park, 10 o'clock at night. Next morning, 4 o'clock, we started.
Yeah, well, we spent a week before the attempt at Vitsisuka, the base of the mountain, and before that, another week at Afriski for altitude training.
Our seconding crew was, oh yes, right. We didn't even know how to get back from the finish at Bushman's Neck to our car at Sentinel.
Well, on the other hand, we had a support crew of 5 people, 3 cameramen, 1 photographer, and a helicopter.
Okay, you guys get my point. In order to set a record of this magnitude, you need lots of preparation. Ryno, tell them.
Well, yeah, firstly, it's quite a juggle on time commitment as we are not full-time runners. And then the logistics of our recce's got a bit tricky at times, as we would pick up Ryan at the airport, rush to the berg, run, rush back, catch up on work, and repeat. And therefore, you need a good support structure even in the build-up. You need a patient wife. You need Cobus to sacrifice his own time and record and his patient wife. And then my brother Stefan, who would often drive down to the mountain for 8 hours just to pick us up and drive all the way straight back. And obviously his patient wife. And then you need an understanding employer, but I can't really speak for his wife. And then on a personal level, navigation was always going to be a key element of our success. And I knew I had limited abilities in this area when we set the challenge. I still boldly accepted it, and I learned what I lacked with Cobus's help. Personally and mentally, it was quite difficult to stay focused when so many people said it's not possible to do the distance effectively with the little sleep we planned. Ryan and I prepared together. We tapped from each other's background experience, and it was a case of finding a balance between adventure racer and ultra runner. I would, for instance, show how to pack a backpack for easy access, and he will show me just how light you can get it. Believe me, during our recce's, there was quite a bit of debate on how fast we're actually going to run and how much we're actually going to plan to sleep. Deciding which gear to carry was quite a detailed process, and we tried to be as lightweight as possible, but still responsibly survive the cold and the wet. And then setting the actual date for our challenge involved a lot of careful planning, and we tried to find a balance between potentially dangerous weather, cold, and daylight. But then, after all this careful planning, global warming can throw it all out, as can be seen on the film. We had some serious snow in October and warmer than expected conditions during our actual attempt. Our preparation, however, wasn't just focused on the record, but how to share it live and document it.
Yeah, so true to Ryno's nature, we needed the best. So we had the yellow brick tracking device, which combines GPS and sat phone data to give you tracking or coverage everywhere in the world. We uploaded these tracks to Red Bull website and firmly tested all of this during our recce's. On top of that, we had the best filming crew, the African attachment, the best camera guy, Calvin Troutman, and then lots of meticulous planning. So for me, the fun part was optimizing the route with R square. That's now Ryno and Ryan for short.
Yeah, having an optimized route was obviously key to our success, and we actually tweaked this quite a lot based on our recce's with Cobus, because this guy just studied our route endlessly.
Yeah, so we had to dream up a filming schedule based on where we guessed R square to be at all times during this DGT. Which was quite funny, because the filming crew would say stuff like, okay, we're going to film you guys as you come down this ridge, and then we move over to this spot where we get a shot of you coming up the valley, and we would look at each other and go, yeah, you know that's a 5-hour drive.
Yeah, the filming guys soon learned that nothing is near or fast in the berg, and on top of this, we were obviously focused on moving as fast as possible, while the filming guys tried to pin down a timeline to get us to the correct and optimal filming spots at the right times. So we obviously agreed to disagree, and luckily somewhere in the middle, sanity prevailed. Well, sort of.
Yeah, now since number crunching is my thing, I took our previous times, removed sleep, broke it up into milestones, and then added a new sleeping strategy. Because, oh, that was quite difficult, because Ryno over here is a bit of a sleeping camel. He can go without it for days. But I wasn't sure if Ryan would be able to do 40 hours without sleep, since he's usually done with one of his races in time for 7 the Lawn. It's under 18 hours. So I pumped all of this information into an Excel spreadsheet with cells to adjust for start time, sleep, update as they progress. So we at all times know where to ambush them for that money shot. Because, as you know, if you know about these things, the best time for filming is at golden hour during sunrise and again during sunset.
Yeah, because as we know, night shots are not scenic at all.
Yeah, that's reserved for the human drama, like Ryno trying to force his food down on top of giants 12 o'clock at night. And to remind you, the viewer, that while you were sleeping,
Well, we were not.
Now, to get a camera guy to the right spot on time, considering that our helicopter couldn't fly at night, hiking into any scenic spot on the mountain is at least a 5-hour affair. And, that took a lot of planning based on a lot of guessing on how fast they're going to move. So this 30-second shot of Ryno and Ryan lying down for their cat nap meant I had to fly out with a camera guy to Giants before sunset, then hike into a spot where we knew we would get them for that I want my mother shot, and then we followed them for a while until they keeled over for their power nap. We nailed it.
Yeah, I mean, afterwards you had to spend the night on the mountain waiting for the helicopter to pick you up again. And then there was also the safety aspect. Usually it's just this guy and myself running over the mountain, so who cares?
Yeah, well, this time we had all the big guys involved and media, so we had to act responsibly. So for each film crew, we had a experienced mountain guide to assist them for safety, and we also had a rescue plan for Ryno and Ryan should things have gone horribly wrong, like say they break a leg and there's rainy, freezing weather moving in.
Yeah, because remember, there's no helicopter at night.
Yeah, so that was another reason for me being at Giants at night. I had my big 90-liter Thar backpack with a tent, sleeping bag, dry clothes. Not enough to be comfortable, but enough for 4 people to survive should things have gone tits up.
So why did we decide to do it this way? Because the record was, or the focus was never really just on the record, but really to share the mountain and the crazy stuff we often do without justification.
I'm just going to sneak this in. And after all that, in 7 terabytes of data, we could only show you 27 minutes.